Dear friends, I'm glad to join you on this solemnity of the Holy Blessed Trinity and to share the reflections with you. When someone asks, what is Blessed Trinity? How to understand it? Immediately a person said, I see the Holy Trinity like my parish priest. Your parish priest? How come? Yes, my parish priest cannot be seen on weekdays. On Sundays, we cannot understand what he says. Cannot be seen, cannot understand. This has been the teaching we have been listening from the catechism classes. When we think, we reflect on Holy Trinity, you cannot see, you cannot understand. It is a mystery. Yes, the more we try to understand, we end up in confusion. But the lesson here is, you cannot see, you cannot understand means you don't try to limit God. You don't try to categorize God. These are the words of Bishop Robert Barron when he is reflecting on the Holy Trinity and God the Almighty. You and me, with our knowledge, with our mind, with our intellectual thinking capacity, cannot limit or categorize God. Rather, we are here to see the element of call, the element of goodness, the element of oneness. People of Israel were trying to limit God. In the first reading, we see Moses going up again with the tablets, carrying all the anger and disunity as they're going after the false gods. And he's carrying everything that God reveals. I'm the source of beginning. I'm the source of belonging. The simple words he hears, slow to anger. I'm full of mercy. I'm full of kindness, full of love. I'm the source of beginning and belonging. I'm with you. When they are slaves, when they are nowhere, no identity, I lifted them. I gave them identity. I gave the beginning. So Moses is offering the same words of Yahweh to the people of Israel. When we say Holy Trinity is a source of beginning and source of belonging, even the second reading, St. Paul reveals a greeting to the Christians. They need to fall back always the Holy Trinity. And even Nicodemus' encounter with Jesus gives me experience of that oneness, sense of belonging. We see every Eucharist, we begin with the Holy Trinity. Every prayer, every act, every day, we begin using the name of Holy Trinity. So source of beginning. Every sacrament begins with Holy Trinity. Every event of the church, we use the name of Holy Trinity. So it's a beginning. Again, we can see that beginning has sense of belonging, that we belong to them. We have annunciation and commissioning and ascension. The annunciation, the beginning of salvation, Father sends angel. You are made, you are filled with the Holy Spirit. The Son will carry the name Jesus. The presence of the beginning, Holy Spirit, the beginning of salvation, offering the sense of belonging to Mother Mary. And again in Jordan, Jesus begins his mission. we see the powerful presence of Father, Son, and the Spirit. You are my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. The presence of the Holy Spirit. And again, during the commissioning, final, when disciples were asked to go, and during ascension, they hear, look down, go and to the end of the world and baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because you belong to Holy Trinity. That is the source of your life. Yes, dear friends, the source of beginning and source of belonging offer us the sense of oneness, the great oneness we can experience in the one holy Catholic Apostolic Church. Saint Cyril, he tries to understand the Holy Trinity comparing to sun. He says sun is a Father, the light is the Son, Jesus, and you have the flame,
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Saint Cyril says God the Father is the blazing sun, God the Son is the light, and God the Holy Spirit is the heat. But there is only one Son. And St. John Marie Vianney used to explain Holy Trinity using the lighted candles and roses on the altar. He says the flame has color, warmth, and shape. But there are expressions of one flame. Simply rose flower has color, fragrance, and shape. These are the expressions of one reality of Holy Trinity. These explanations are insufficient, but we believe and we are called to witness that we belong to God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, the source of beginning and source of belonging. And sometimes I used to wonder at some of our non-Christians, and even after growing up, of settling down, they always have the sign of the cross when we meet and when we eat, when we see some church, when you ask them, hey, still you remember you make sign of the cross? Why? They say, I picked up from our school days studying the Catholic institutions. When I make sign of the cross, I feel the sense of belonging, that I belong to you all. I belong to the Lord. I belong to Father, Son, and the Spirit. And I belong to, it gives me the identity that I began my life from there. I began my life of goodness. I began my life of kindness. I began my life of joy. Dear friends, we may be having some prejudices with regard to people who are down with Corona, COVID-19, people who have passed away. We all belong to one. As we try to recover from our life, we also witness the discrimination, experience, and the protest being on from the death of George. In this world of discrimination, prejudices, the call on the Holy Trinity Sunday is to give the sense of belonging, to realize always the source of beginning from the Holy Trinity in our own families, communities, and the parishes. Amen.